343 Industries took over Halo almost the better part of a decade ago, and what did they have to show for it? Absolutely fucking nothing. These guys have released disappointment after disappointment after disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. Can I have a deep breath? I need to just calm down when I think about these guys because they get me tight. They make my butthole starts to clench and
what?
And it's just not good. So these guys, like I said, took over Halo in 2012, 10 years ago. Is that right? Yeah, 10 years ago. And their first title that they released was Halo 4. Now, Halo 4, let me just start there. The Prometheans, did anybody actually like fighting the Prometheans in that game? I didn't. I just did not. I didn't want to fight them. I didn't want to look at them. I didn't want to see them. It was not satisfying to kill them. It wasn't fun. I don't know if it was just me, but I was kind of hesitant and kind of skeptical to begin with. And can we just talk about this for a second? What in the hell was Microsoft thinking letting Bungie walk? I still remember the day I heard that was happening, that Bungie was no longer going to make Halo. My first thought was, shit, Halo's dying, or going to be gone then. And then I realized, okay, they'll just hand it to somebody else to make. Unfortunately, that was 343 that they handed it to. But yeah, how did Microsoft let Bungie walk away? And now they're with PlayStation, of course. That's a whole nother topic. They also let Epic Games walk away from Gears of War. And Gears of War is in the same predicament that... Predicament? Did I just say that? You guys get what I mean. Predicament. They're in the same predicament that Halo is as a franchise. They're both falling off, and they're both... Ever since they got new developers making their game, it just hasn't been the same. But yeah, back to Halo 4. Again, I didn't really care to fight the Prometheans. I thought that was a huge part of the campaign, of course. They were like the main enemy in that game, and I don't think anybody enjoyed it from what I've seen. Maybe you did. I just didn't care. I just wanted to fight the classic Covenant that we know and love, or hate, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, I just wanted to fight the classics. You know, the Brutes, the Grunts, the Elites. I just wanted to see those guys on my screen. And let's go on to the multiplayer. So the multiplayer, where do I start with that? It was a shit show, in my opinion. Nowhere near as good as Halo 3. Even Halo Reach, which was Bungie's last title that they released. Halo Reach had a lot of problems, right? I still enjoyed it, but it did have a lot of problems. Despite all of those problems, it makes Halo 4's multiplayer look like diarrhea in the toilet after a Subway sandwich mixed with a little Taco Bell and a strawberry milkshake from McDonald's. It's just, you know, the toilet is covered. That's what this game looks like. And yeah, I just feel like the multiplayer overall was not the greatest. The maps, and Halo's always been known for having great maps. Halo 1 had great maps, 2 had great maps, 3 had phenomenal maps, even Reach had great maps. And then Halo 4, there's no maps that I was like extremely excited to play or looking forward to playing. The battle rifle, which is another thing. If a Halo game doesn't have a battle rifle that sounds good and plays good, then you just know the game's not going to be fun for the long haul. And I didn't feel like Halo 4's battle rifle was good. But yeah, I just feel like the multiplayer overall was not the greatest. The maps, and Halo's always been known for having great maps. Halo 1 had great maps, 2 had great maps, 3 had phenomenal maps, even Reach had great maps. And then Halo 4, there's no maps that I was like extremely excited to play or looking forward to playing. The battle rifle, which is another thing. If a Halo game doesn't have a battle rifle that sounds good and plays good, then you just know the game's not going to be fun for the long haul. And I didn't feel like Halo 4's battle rifle was good. But then we have the best thing that 343 has ever done in their entire existence. They released the Master Chief Collection. Can we just have a moment of silence? Because this is every single Halo that we know and love. Minus 4, I think. I don't know why they just decided to throw 4 in here. Nobody wanted that. Nobody asked for it. But it's in there. Regardless, this collection was... do you guys remember when they announced this? I think it was at an E3, but I was like orgasm central over here. I was just absolutely stoked for this because getting to play Halo 1, Halo 2, and 3 again with updated graphics in 2014... the campaigns, and they said the multiplayers, like I would have just been happy with only getting the campaigns remastered, but they said the multiplayer too. And then I remember it released, and we're not going to talk about the launch because this game had one of the worst launches in video game history. I am 100% not joking. I couldn't even play it for like a month. You couldn't get into matches. When you did, there was like 2 people in the lobby. It was just lagging all over the place. Horrible. But after they got it to work properly, it has been good ever since. They continued to update the game for years. I still think I don't know if they still update it, but I think they do. And guys, I think more players might be on this game than the newest Halo Infinite. I'm not even kidding. At least on PC, I think that's the case. On Xbox, I'm not exactly sure, but you can get into matches on Xbox right away. You can click whatever individual game you want to play. If you want to play a specific Halo, like Halo 3 or just Halo Reach, you can get into matches for that game right away. So a lot of players on this, and I actually recommend playing this Halo over Infinite in 2022. Some of these games are extremely old, but I still think they hold up to this day. It looks great on the Master Chief Collection, and this is like the one thing that they did properly. And the funniest part about it is, it's not even their games. Like half of these games, more than half, aren't even theirs. It's Bungie's. It's got Bungie's fingerprints all over it. 343 just had to go in and basically update some stuff and make it look better. And yeah, I mean, they threw in Halo 4 in the collection, but like I said, who cares about that? Then we get to Halo 5. Halo 5, this game, let me just talk about the campaign for a second, because I want to rant. I've been kind of ranting the whole video, if we're being honest, but I want to rant for even longer. So Halo 5, do you guys remember, please tell me I'm not crazy, but they were hyping up Locke versus Chief as like every single trailer they were going to do Locke versus Chief. Everybody's like, oh my god, this new guy's going to take over. We're going to have this epic battle between this guy and that guy. And then we got 20 seconds between the two in the entire game. Spoiler alerts. If you haven't played that game, don't even bother with it. But I still remember to this day they were hyping up those two fighting, and a huge battle was going to commence, and it did happen, but like it was like 20 seconds, and there's some epic music playing, and I was like, oh, this is great. We've been waiting the whole game for this, and then it was over, and we never saw those two in the same scene for the rest of the game. I just feel like they dropped the ball completely. And then we moved to the multiplayer, and the multiplayer, again, like I said earlier for Halo 4, granted, they did try to do some stuff new, but I don't think anybody wanted the advanced movement. So Halo 5 is kind of known for having the advanced movement when it comes to the multiplayer. Dashing, forward, back, up in the air, whatever. And I don't think diehard Halo fans like that, at least from my understanding. I don't really care for it too much. I think Halo Infinite's core gameplay, we'll get to that in a minute, is perfection. It is perfect. It's a balance between slow and fast. But spawning with like these dash movements and stuff, I didn't care for it. Halo 5's multiplayer was a lot better than 4's in my opinion, but it was not anywhere near Halo 3 or 2. And now we move on to Halo Infinite. So Halo Infinite got its unexpected launch 2 weeks before its actual release date last year. Remember, they randomly decided, hey, you guys can play the multiplayer, it's live now. And I'm going to say this right off the start. Halo Infinite, I need to calm down. Halo Infinite, the core game itself is beautiful. The core mechanics of this game, the movement, the way you just traverse around the map, and the grappling hook and the sprints, everything about it is balanced, and the actual game itself is great. Now, the problem with this game is the content and the lack thereof. So I could rant about this game for like literally 2-3 hours, because like I said, and I've been saying, I like the core gameplay for this game, but it's just missing so much content. Like, it launched without co-op campaign. Do you guys realize, does 343 realize that co-op campaign is one of the biggest things in Halo ever? Like, everybody has the fondest memories playing co-op campaign on Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, couch co-op, online co-op, whatever. We just want to play co-op. Can we play co-op? Can I play fucking co-op? You guys get the point. And for us not to be able to play that is just kind of ridiculous. And it still hasn't been added 6 months later. Is it 5 or 6 months now since the game's been out? And it still hasn't been added. Are you kidding me? And then the multiplayer, if we get there, I honestly haven't even beat the campaign, so I can't tell you much about the story because I wanted to play this game co-op and I still haven't been able to. So I've been waiting, and I don't want to play it by myself, and it's just like, maybe I'm going to have to because they're never going to release this shit. I think it's supposedly coming out in the summer, but who knows? And then they just recently released Season 2, and they gave us 2 new maps and 2 modes that should have already been in the game at launch. Like, they gave us King of the Hill. Whoopee! You know, like, whoopee! Like, that shit should have been there from the start. Last Spartan Standing is a really cool mode. I can't really shit on that. But King of the Hill should have been there from the start. And then the 2 maps they gave us... Guys, there's only like 8 maps total in the entire game. I think, like... Is there 3 big team battle maps? There's 8 regular arena maps. There's no Forge mode. Can we talk about that? The second biggest thing in Halo history is probably Forge after the co-op campaign. Or maybe the multiplayer. I don't know. All three are great, but Forge is a huge and iconic staple in the Halo games, and you don't have that in the game. Like, people want to create maps. Some of the maps that were created throughout the years, so much fun. Just going in there and fucking around and creating whatever you can. So Halo Infinite, I don't know what 343 is doing. They always promise stuff. I could get into the hacking too. Like, the PC community is already dead for this game. I think there's less than like 1,500 players on it on a consistent basis. There's probably more on Xbox, but a large part is the hacking on PC. I don't know if I run into too many hackers on Xbox, but definitely on PC, and obviously there's crossplay, so I probably am running into them. I can't tell who's hacking and who's not. I'm getting shit on regardless. But yeah, 343's got to do something, and they got to do it fast because they are losing everybody. And Halo Infinite is supposed to last, I think they have like a 10-year plan. They want this game to last 10 years. It's not even lasting 10 months. Forget 10 years. 10 months it's not going to last. So, you know, as a diehard Halo fan over the years, I want this game and this franchise to get back to greatness because we know that this game, it's one of the most iconic and legendary series, without a doubt. You can't dispute it. And it's nowhere near where it used to be. People kind of like laugh and joke about Halo nowadays, which pisses me off, but let's hope it can eventually get back to what it used to be. And let me know down in the comments, are you guys liking Halo Infinite? I've said this 3 times now. The core gameplay itself is so much fun. It's just lacking content. It gets repetitive after like a week or 2 of playing it. I'm already kind of bored. There's not enough maps, not enough stuff to do. Forge mode would be great to go in there and just mess around for hours. But yeah, leave a like on this video, leave a comment down below. I love interacting with people about different gaming topics, talking about different things, and subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.